Hi, hello, this is Giri, teaching 10th Mathematics, the chapter sets. Here are the questions and solutions basing on Venn diagrams. There are different ways to represent sets. The first is, you can write all the elements of the set, this is called list form. And sometimes, you may write the property on which the elements may lie, the elements may depend, that is called the set builder form. And similarly, you can represent sets using geometrical figures by using geometrical figures like circles, squares, rectangles, etc. Such diagrams which are used to represent sets are called Venn diagrams. And these Venn diagrams are introduced by John Venn, a mathematician, John Venn. This mathematician John Venn introduced a method of representation of sets using geometrical figures like circles, ovals, squares, rectangles and triangles. You see, let us understand what is a Venn diagram by the help of this example. Here is a question. Look at this. Given A is equal to set 0, 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to set 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then draw the Venn diagram and find out A union B, A intersection B, A minus B and B minus A. Dear students, if you observe this question, you can find two sets. The first set A containing the elements 0, 1, 2 and 3. There are 4 elements in set A, and again in set B you can find 2, 3, 4 and 5 as elements, and again there are 4 elements in set B. And if you observe, 0 and 1 belong to set A, 2, 3, these 2 elements belongs to set A as well as they belong to set B, and 4 and 5 belongs to set B only. Now you have to represent the set A and set B in Venn diagram. And after representation, you have to find out A union B, A intersection B, A minus B and B minus A. These are called operations on sets. Union is one type of operation. Intersection is the second type of operation. And this is difference. And difference is the third type of operations. Now let us first of all represent the set A and set B using Venn diagram. Now in order to represent the sets in Venn diagram, first of all you should draw a square or a rectangle. This is called universal set. Universal set is represented by the letter mu. You should read as mu. This is an universal set. In this universal set, you have to take up two sets A and B. These set A and set B may be represented by means of a circle. Either you can represent the sets by means of a circle or by means of an oval or by means of a triangle. Here in this case, or in general usage, you represent sets using circles. Now you see here, if you observe set A and set B, since there are two common elements 2 and 3 in both the sets, you have to draw two overlapping circles. You see, this is the first circle, and let us name this circle as A, and let us draw another circle which overlaps on A and name this as B. When can you draw two overlapping circles and when can you draw two different circles, two distant circles? Here, if you observe the sets and if there are any number of common elements, then you have to draw this type of overlapping circles. If there are no common elements in between these two sets, then you have to draw two circles distantly, differently, without any overlap. Now after drawing both the circles A and B, now if you observe these two sets, these elements in these two sets, you can find 0 and 1. The elements 0 and 1 belongs to only the set A and they does not belong to set B. If you observe this area, this total area is now divided into three parts. This is the first part, second part and third part. This first part belong to circle A only, and this second part belong to both the first circle A and this also belong to the second circle B, and this part, third part, belongs to only circle B. If you observe, this is the circle A. This total circle A is divided into two parts, part 1 and part 2, and this is the circle B. This circle B is divided into two parts. This is 2 and this is the third part. Okay, part 1 and part 2 both belong to circle A. Part 2 and part 3 belong to circle B. But whereas if you observe this part 2, this part 2 belongs to both the circles A and B. Is it clear? Good. If you observe this part belongs to only circle A. If you observe the elements in set A, 0 and 1 belong to only set A. Therefore, write 0 and 1 in this area. You can write 0 and 1 in this area, which belongs to only circle A. And next, if you observe 2 and 3, you can find the elements 2 and 3 in the first set and also in the second set. Therefore, you can write 2 and 3 in the area which belongs to both the circles. Means in this area you have to write 2 and 3. Elements 2 and 3 belongs to set A and also belongs to set B. Now if you observe set B now, 2 and 3 we already wrote. Next we left 4 and 5. You have to write this 4 and 5 only in the area that belongs to set B, because if you observe both the sets, this 4 and 5 elements does not belong to A, they belong to B set only. Therefore, the area that belongs to only circle B is this. In this area you have to write 4 and 5. Is it clear now? Where to write 0, 1, where to write 2 and 3 and where to write 4 and 5. If you can understand this, then you can straight away answer this question. Okay? This area belongs to only set A. This area belongs to both the sets A and B. This area belongs to only set B. Therefore, in this area, you write the elements that belong to set A only, that is 0 and 1 belongs to A only. And whereas 2 and 3 are common elements in both A and B, you can write them in the common area. And 4 and 5 belongs to only set B, therefore you write 4 and 5 in the area which belongs to only B. This type of representation of both the sets using geometrical figures is called Venn diagram. This is Venn diagram. Now from this Venn diagram you can write the answer. The first bit is A union B. Here if you observe this answer, we are given the set A is equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3 and B is equal to set 2, 3, 4 and 5. The first bit is A union B. From this Venn diagram, in order to find out A union B, A union, the name itself indicates union. Union means sum of. We have to take up all the elements that are present in the first set and also in the second set as well. That is A union B is equal to, list out all the elements that belong to the first set and as well as belong to the second set. That is A union B is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. A union B is equal to set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And now second bit A intersection B. A intersection B means, intersection means common elements. Now the elements that are common in both the sets are 2 and 3. Therefore A intersection B is equal to set 2, 3. And the third bit is A minus B. A minus B means you have to list out the elements that belongs to the first set only, and the element does not belong to the second set. Now the elements that belong to the first set only, A set only, are 0 and 1. Therefore A minus B is equal to set 0, 1. And fourth bit is B minus A. B minus A means the elements that belong to the first set only, that is B only. Here first set is B. Therefore you have to write the elements that belong to B only. What are those? They are 4, 5. Therefore B minus A is equal to set 4, 5. Understood? Is this clear now? This type of problems you can find in your textbook. There are 2 to 3 problems as examples in your textbook. You may please revise them. Thank you. Thank you, Ananda.